Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. Your favorite duo is back. Your favorite cousins are back. I am your host, Cam Silver.
And I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And welcome back to Silver Boys Podcast. Now, Kyle, it's been, after the in-season tournament, things, I guess they just went back to normal, whatever. Going from that, the NFL, the playoff races heating up. We got the college football playoff thing all set and everything like that. College basketball is starting to ramp up now and everything. So we have some good games to talk about there. But gotta talk about what's going on with our main man. You already know who, Mr. Draymond Green.
Oh, Draymond.
So if you did not hear it, if you did not see it, I'll tell you. Draymond thought that he was getting shoved in the back, even though Yusuf Nurkic was playing, defense that anybody else in the world would play, whether you're from elementary school or all the way up to the NBA. And Draymond thought that he got shoved in the back. He wanted to try to sell the call by turning around and swinging his fist into Nurkic's face. Yes. Let's go over that again.
One more time.
He thought that he got shoved in the back, so how he thought that he was going to sell the call was by turning around with a spinning back fist and hitting Nurkic in the face.
I think he thought this was UFC Fight Night or something like that. Because it was the way he swung, man. It was just the way that he swung. And you don't try and sell a call by turning, looking at dude first, and then swinging. Because when you watch it in slow motion, that's what it looked like he did. Right. Probably just a little lapse in judgment, a quick second of lapse in judgment. But you can't come over and swing. And, it's just unfortunate, but it's fair being suspended indefinitely because of all his prior actions. There's only so much leeway that they're gonna give you.
Yeah, there's only so much they could do. Going back to the chokehold, a lot of people didn't think 5 games was enough. Understandably so because of his track record. But then this right here is just this is a whole different ball game.
4 suspensions in the last 9 months. 4 suspensions in the last 9 months. That's you cannot have that. And it's so weird to see because he knows how vital he is to that Warriors organization and their success.
Yeah, they barely win without him.
Exactly. And he knows that too. That's the problem, I think, is he knows that. And then how I commend the Warriors organization for always having his back and always what I mean? But they're not holding him accountable either.
Yeah,
I mean maybe internally and not to the outside people. They're holding him accountable, but you gotta portray that to the media so the league office can't come in and just forego the NBA Players Association and just say we're gonna handle this now. You can't give them that opportunity.
Yeah,
and when you have repeated offenses, they have no choice. They have absolutely no choice, Cam.
Yeah, no, I'll put it to you like this, it's just, so the Warriors, I would say, beforehand, they would, defend him and everything. Now it's getting to the point where they're just, it just, I don't know what to tell you, it just keeps happening.
And at this point, it's like, at what point do we ask the question of, is this who you are?
Yeah.
I'm not going to call him a dirty player, but, you could argue it. You could. You really, really could. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a shame to see because he's so important to that organization.
It's sad to see.
And I'm telling you right now, if he has another really bad, suspension, ejection, something else, he might be out the league, Cam.
Yeah,
he might be out the league.
Yeah, and this is a pivotal year for the Warriors because of contracts and everything like that. Especially with Clay. Clay already said he feels the weight of the contract negotiations on him and stuff like that. So this is a very pivotal point for the Warriors, and I think this is regardless right now. I feel like this is just where you're gonna see them make that turn where they're just I don't think that we can do this anymore with them.
Or they need to figure out another way to because You can't. It just kind of seems like the best ability is availability.
Correct.
And they're gonna have to start game planning for not having Draymond in the lineup.
Yeah.
More so than having him in the lineup.
Yeah, no, he'd be suspended and away from the team for at least half of the games already in the season. Now, like more than half possibly, which is.
And they're skidding, you said, they barely win when he's not there.
Yeah.
So we just gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully he can do everything that he's supposed to do. Anger management, counseling, different things like that.
From what I've seen, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, the ESPN's NBA insider, said that Draymond, Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr., and his agent Rich Paul will meet Thursday to discuss a path for counseling and help for Green. The league didn't want to put a number on the suspension to give Green a time to deal with the challenges that he is facing. So, yeah, no, whatever's going on with Draymond, I hope he gets past it. He's one of my favorite players to watch.
Absolutely.
Because of just what he means to the Warriors, what he means to the NBA, how he was able to change defenses, how he's able to change, and come in and basically, start up the whole positionless NBA, positionless basketball period. So yeah, no, it'll suck for him to go out this way.
It really, really would, because he has so much more to give to the game of basketball, off the court and on the court.
Correct.
And your actions are taking you away from that, and you're not giving the fans what they want to see.
Yeah.
And that's you. They want to see you just as much as they want to see Steph. Honestly, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you like we say, you mean so much. Means so much, and like I said, it would just suck to see him go out this way. But moving on. Giannis had himself a pretty good game, 64 points.
64 of them wing piece dinner, no sauce, and they didn't give him the game ball. Come on now.
The funny thing is, they was at home. I don't understand why he didn't get the game ball.
Guys, what are we doing here?
They said that they was trying to give it to Oscar Tshiebwe. Well, yeah, no, he had 64 points and 14 rebounds. He was 24 for 32 from the free throw line.
24 for 32. That boy can shoot free throws now, though.
Not bad.
Because in the beginning, he couldn't, man.
He was doing that, yeah.
He was scared.
Yeah,
and when he was counting,
that final series, yeah, no, they
when
was
the
on.
crowd would be counting to 10. Like
I still have the image of the dude in my head. I don't know if you remember. I still have the image of the dude in my head sitting there. He was counting money as he was counting for him to shoot the ball. So it was hilarious.
Yo, that's funny as hell.
But yeah, shout outs to Giannis, yo. He just keeps doing this thing that Bucks team is they're slowly but surely, like we keep saying, but slowly but surely starting to figure it out. They just have to figure out their defense and their defensive principalities and stuff like that for them. And then after that, I feel like that's when they'll be able to turn the switch and become a complete team.
Yeah.
But matter of fact, let's move on to college football real quick, cause Florida.
We got some things to talk about with Florida.
Florida's still salty about not getting Florida State into the college football playoffs, and rightfully so. Not even mad at it that they feel some type of way. I would too, but now it's coming down to the Florida Attorney General. She's launching an investigation into the college football playoff selection committee over the decision to leave out FSU. Kyle.
When you sent me the outline of what we're going to be talking about today, and I read that how the Attorney General is launching an investigation, I said, come on, guys, like, are you serious right now? Like
what are we doing here?
Snubs happen every year in the college football playoffs. There's only 4 teams that could get in, and when they go to 12 teams, a 13th, 14th team is going to be left out. It's going to be the same thing, and they're going to be like 12 isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
But to launch an investigation into this after, I can understand like the outrage, 13-0, but the college football committee, they listed out why they didn't choose Florida State.
Correct.
They literally listed it out. Multiple different people listed it out too. And you guys are still going to launch an investigation? What are you going to get out of it? What are you gonna get out of it?
That's my biggest thing. It's like, I don't know. They're talking about suing them, this, that, and the third. Like it just doesn't make any sense because it's like I said, I'll go back to it, to the notes that I had from the ACC championship game. They were carrying for 3.7 yards per carry, which is not bad, but you were passing for barely 2 yards at 2.6 yards per pass in the ACC championship. The game was still tied at 3-3 in the third quarter until State has scored a touchdown with like 6:20 left, I think in the third or the fourth, if I'm not mistaken. So my thing is, what are you guys actually like really fighting for here?
Y'all played Louisville in the ACC championship game.
And Louisville just lost the week before. Louisville had just lost to Kentucky, and Kentucky's was 6-6. It was like 6-5 or 5-6 at the time.
And they were 3, and it was 3-3 going into the fourth quarter. That game could have gone any way. Y'all didn't put up the numbers that y'all were supposed to put up to make your case to get into the playoff, into the 14 playoff.
Like I said, there was no control over that game. I understand the people coming for Alabama saying, Alabama, barely won against Auburn. But at the same time, yes, Alabama barely won against Auburn, but what did they do? The next week, they turned around and they beat Georgia, their number one team.
29-0. And Alabama knocked them off. How can you not put them in?
That's what I'm saying. And then the only other team that beat Bama is also in the college football playoffs.
Texas. And you're not going to leave out Michigan and Washington for Florida State.
Well, you can leave out Michigan and Washington for Florida State. Michigan beat out Ohio State, and then after that, they win their Big Ten championship. Washington beats Oregon, and everyone knew it was either Washington or Oregon that was going to end up getting in because they were both strong teams. And then after that, it just left Texas and Alabama up in the air. If Florida State had just somehow, some way controlled that game a little better, they would have been fine. I don't know how they would have done it, but, they did their thing on defense, but it was a sloppy game from both sides. Like I said, Alabama controlled the game against Georgia. Everybody was waiting on that Georgia run to happen. When is Georgia going to get there? Or they never got there. You want to know why? Because Alabama stopped them at critical times. Jalen Milroe was marching his team down every single time they needed to score. What did Jalen Milroe do? He was marching that team right down that field.
Yes, he was.
And it sucks for Florida State because I was rooting for Florida State this year. I really was. I remember when Jordan Travis had first got there. I remember when Coach Mike Norvell first got there. It was a complete mess. It looked like Florida State would never be Florida State again, especially after Jimbo Fisher left. But no, they make it right back, and it's nothing wrong with it. And I understand that it hurts, it's shocking, and it just sucks, and it's not fair. Life isn't fair. That's just the way it is.
But now we getting into the legalities of all of it, though. That's the problem that I have.
Yeah.
The people trying to use their power to try to sway a decision when there's actual justification for why a certain decision was made.
Like, I understand if it's like, I understand, like, if you guys want more clarification, like, you want more people from the committee to talk about it. Okay, I understand that. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Or how Paul Feinbaum said, like, have each committee member, like, what was their vote? I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Exactly, I can understand that. But they, like I said, they have to understand, like, you guys just didn't produce by the end of the season.
And you lost your best player too. Like that's a big factor. That's a big factor.
It's a huge factor.
So, I'm not a big fan of that whole situation though, of just how the Attorney General's like trying to come for them.
Yeah.
Again, what are you gonna get out of it? What are you suing for?
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Like, there's nothing.
It's not like it's gonna make your team get back into the college football playoffs.
Exactly. It is what it is. Everything is set.
It's done.
Everything is really set. Michigan and Bama are already on their way to the Rose Bowl in the next couple of weeks, and then you got Texas and Washington going down to New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. So it is what it is. But I'll tell you this one thing: y'all fighting this hard right now. Y'all better not get y'all butts whooped by Georgia. I better not on the 30th at 4 o'clock on ESPN. Y'all better not get y'all butts whooped on that Capital One Orange Bowl because I promise you it's gonna be a problem. The rants in this room will be generational. The rants and the laughing in this room will be generational.
Is it bad? I'm kind of wishing for it. Just
Like,
yo,
I never rooted for Georgia either. I never really cared to root for Georgia, but right now now I got a bone to pick because y'all doing
too much.
Y'all doing a little too much. Like I said, I understand it, but man, let it go.
Come on now.
Let it go.
Come on now. Man, move on. I'm tired of talking about this goddamn Florida State.
Y'all would have got in if your commissioner would have voted yes to the 12-team playoff like everybody else did.
Your own ACC.
They did it. In the other word, and also Florida State just needs to get out of the ACC. If we're really being honest, they need to go to either the SEC or the Big Ten anyway.
I agree.
That's what they have to do anyway. If we really want to take it there.
I agree.
I digress. Let's move on to the NFL. First team to finally clinch their spot in the playoffs is the 49ers.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. They've been looking good down the stretch, especially when, like I remember my dad said, when they're healthy, basically when everyone's healthy, they're basically undefeated, which is true. Let's see, the Cowboys. The Cowboys got them Eagles ducking. Eagles was...
They wasn't flying, Mob. Them Eagles were
no
not
offensive
flying.
touchdowns. No offensive touchdowns. The only touchdown was from defense.
That is... Oh man, I know a lot of people probably did not expect that game to go the way it did.
No, I thought that game would be a lot closer. I thought it'd be a lot better. I thought the Cowboys would end up winning, but I thought it'd still be like the same game that we seen up in Philly a few weeks ago. I didn't think that it'd be 33-13.
Dallas had a bone to pick with them. You could definitely tell. They did their thing. I can't. We clown on Dallas all the time, but they doing their thing right now. They fighting for that top spot in the NFC East.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
And the Eagles, they're skidding, man. Their defensive on the back end, like their secondary, not that great.
Sucks.
And
the linebackers don't look good, even though that they signed Shaquille Leonard, but that still takes time when you sign somebody.
I was just about to say, like, we're almost into the playoffs. Like, you know what I mean?
Basically,
like you only got so much time.
Correct.
But they're like I said, their secondary not that great. Like they're gonna get exposed in the playoffs. They're going to when they play 49ers. Probably when they play Dallas. Who knows? Even if Detroit could get them.
Yeah. Depending on because what's it called? As of right now, the way that it's looking, they would end up drawing Tampa Bay. As of right now, in the wild card, which I believe that they would get past, and then after that, they would face like a Detroit or somebody like that.
But they got to make sure, like in these last couple games, that the road to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship goes through Lincoln Financial. But it's not going to. We all know it's going to go through San Fran.
Even if it were to go through Lincoln Financial, I think San Fran will once again have another bone to pick with them and be like, all right, well, we showed you this the first time. Now we're going to do this. We're going to
really knock you out.
Exactly. You feel me? But, they got the Seahawks coming up Monday night. And then after that, they got the Giants and the Cardinals and the Giants again.
They could win out. There's no reason why they should not win out.
Oh, yeah, no, there isn't any reason why they shouldn't win out. I would put this in there. The Giants have won 3 in a row. Yes, I know Tommy DeVito's the quarterback.
Tommy Cutlets!
It's a new energy in that Giants franchise right now. So I will put it to you like this: any competitor knows this. Don't ever take anything for granted. Don't sit there and think that any game is a gimme game, unless you're facing like the Panthers or somebody.
Pretty much.
But the Giants, they took one from Green Bay. Green Bay is a tough.
They needed that. Yeah. Green Bay needed that win too.
Green Bay needed that badly too. So that was a tough win for them. So like I said, don't take anything for granted, Eagles fans. You're right there, but don't sit there and think that you got it made.
Yeah.
Don't think that you got it made.
Yeah.
But
I agree, brother.
But off to the AFC. Baltimore leading the way at 10-3. Miami sitting there at 9-4. Kansas City at 8-5. They're in danger. They're in danger. They're in big danger. Skill players just suck.
There's literally no other way to put it. They're trash.
Just suck. Without Isaiah Pacheco there to establish the run game, there's nothing else that they could do. It sucks to see because Pat throws all these balls on a dime. I don't care what anybody says. Pat is doing the best he can. 1-5 is doing everything he can. But you can't get no help when your boy can't catch the ball. I'm sorry.
You know what's crazy too? I seen a little post. Kadarius Toney had lined up off sides, like at least like 3 or 4 different times in that game.
Yeah.
How does and the refs really didn't say nothing until they had to. They had to.
Yeah, they had no choice but to.
But as Andy Reid is the coach, why are you being mad about it at the end of the game when he was doing it all game? How do you not see that?
Yeah, that's on everybody, in my opinion. That's on head coach to notice that. That's on the head coach or the offensive coordinator. Somebody has to notice that.
Wide receiver coach?
I would need Pat to notice that as well.
Pat, he should have been the first one to notice it.
You know what I mean? Like, did you check with him? Like,
the thing they have the tablets every time they leave the field, Cam.
And then Kadarius Toney, for sure, has to be the one himself. He has to be the one responsible to be like, oh, I'm not lined up. Let me back up real quick.
How do you not, like, is your depth of perception off or something?
I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. It made no sense to me why it just kept happening. Like, did you not think that eventually somebody was going to throw that flag?
The refs literally said we couldn't see the ball because he was lined up in front of it.
In front of the ball. His foot was literally, like, over top of the ball.
How do you think they're not going to call that?
It's not even how you think you're not going to call that. Why are you lined up in that position in the first place?
In the first place. You're absolutely right.
That's the real question.
You're absolutely right.
Why are you lined up there in the first place? You know that you're not supposed to be lined up there. How long have you been playing football?
Like, exactly.
You've been playing football.
Now we see why the Giants got rid of him. Got rid of him, 3 games into the season?
Yeah, now I really see why. You can't catch and you can't line up. What good are you to me? I'm telling you, yo, you're not gonna have a job, bro. It's gonna, man. That's frustrating. Another frustrating. My Pittsburgh Steelers, they suck. You laughing over there? I'm being honest. They suck. Lost to Arizona and to New England. Come on now.
I just love hearing you talk about your team. Guys, I rarely hear Cam really dive deep into the Steelers
because I don't have to.
But this is funny.
They suck. They have no culture. You could tell these dudes don't work hard, bro. They think they got it made. Y'all ain't win no Super Bowls, bro. Like, y'all ain't do nothing. Y'all ain't do nothing lately. Like, y'all gotta pick it up, bro. Because, like, I love, we just keep sneaking in. But you guys could be a whole lot better. Now, I understand, the offense looking all crazy and whatnot. But, the defense got to carry, yada, yada, yada. But when we're talking about going against teams like Arizona, who barely have a quarterback, and Kyler Murray, who just got back, they don't have no wide receivers. All they have is running backs. All you have to do is stop the run game. Come on, guys. Same thing with New England. Like, y'all really? Bailey Zappe? Man, messed around and came through and zapped the mess out of Pittsburgh. Like, you ain't make no damn... Goodness gracious. I can't. I'm sorry. I almost cursed. I'm sorry. It pissed me off. It's just the little things. It's the little things. But, college basketball. College basketball is going to be fun this weekend. This week was finals week, so it's usually a slow week for college basketball. But we got some pretty good games. Kansas playing Indiana. Another one that I really like is Texas A&M and Houston. I like that Wade Taylor, the fourth kid that we were talking about him last year.
Last year, right?
Yeah, we were on him a lot last year. See, Purdue has Arizona. It's going to be
That's a great game.
It's going to be a great game. Caleb Love leading Arizona. He's averaging almost 15 points a game right now. Transferred in from North Carolina. Purdue still has Zach Edey, who's still doing his thing, averaging 24 and 10 right now, who's looks to be on another campaign for Player of the Year. Yeah. So, he's really good. Someone to really look out for. North Carolina and Kentucky. For the CBS Sports Classic or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, that one's called. So got a few games out there to really look forward to in college basketball. I know it's been kind of slow for us to get into college basketball because we're
trying to finish out all other stuff.
Everything else. Yeah, I'm trying to finish out college football and push that out of the way so we could bring in college basketball. But one of my favorite teams right now that I just watched, as a matter of fact, was Marquette. watched them play Texas last week.
Marquette.
That was a tough team. They blew Texas out. They blew Texas out. Also, Marquette's long, put it to you like that. But they got this one kid, Coley. He was just knocking down every three. Everything he got, he was just knocking it down. Up fake, one dribble, side step, knock it down. Catch and shoot, knock down. They was running and gunning the whole time. So, also another good game, Friday. I'll try to get this out there a little early, but Friday, UConn Gonzaga up in Seattle.
That's a great game.
That's gonna be a big time game. So we got a couple games where it could be looking like a couple maybe Final Four matchup, Elite Eight, Sweet 16 type matchups. So yeah, no, if you want some college basketball, that'll be this weekend will be a good place to start. Also, the bowl games start this weekend. Nothing crazy, but if you're like me, if you're a sports junkie and you want to get ahead and seeing, what teams might have to offer next year, maybe what guys are coming into the league next year or whatever it is, going ahead, I suggest watch those games. But then other than that, just stay on top of the NBA and keeping track of this playoff race as now we have Saturday games coming up for NFL. So pretty good episode, I say.
So yes, sirski. Yes, sirski.
You already know what time it is. Christmas is almost here. If you haven't done your shopping, please make sure that you do, because Lord knows I have to. But till then, you already know what time it is. I'm your host, Cam Silver.
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And this is the Silver Voice Podcast.
Peace.